There we go. We're live. Hello, everyone. I think we've got like 9
Hello,
people watching
everybody.
already. I know.
Welcome to the internets.
Welcome to the internet, everyone. I am basically here to do one thing, which is to prove to myself that I can do 20 minutes of painting a day. We're live. Oh, hello, everyone. It's kind of through my phone. So I promised myself I'd do 20 minutes of painting to get through this large barrel of grots. So I'm going to stream every day, every other day, as much as I can be asked. And we're going to get through all these grots together. And I'm going to just bring some friends on and have a chat. And today I have my buddy James, who you can see in the today's guest box, which I've amazingly put together. Do you want to say hi, James?
Hello, everybody. How are we doing?
Hello.
I'm doing much the same thing. I'm also going to take you off my iPad and put you on my screen.
See,
mute it.
I am on my
There
phone.
we go.
By the way, I do need to point out, sorry, before you introduce yourself very quickly, this is very much not like a pro painting stream. I will be rattling through these as quickly as I humanly can. And also you'll notice my camera setup isn't great because I thought, I realised that it's my webcam's not as good as I thought it was. Anyway, sorry James, hello. Do you want to tell everyone what your deal is?
Well, basically, this is, like you said, this is you trying to spend 20 minutes painting every day. I think it's sort of me doing a similar thing, trying to be a little less insane than I have been in my year-long isolation at this point. I think we're literally like 3 days off the anniversary of me not leaving my house.
Oh yeah, because you've been shielding, haven't you?
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Um,
It's been a weird hobby, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've not done a lot, which is a problem. But I've also sort of, I don't know, I guess this is a topic we can talk about.
Yeah.
I found that I'm not building competitive armies anymore, and I don't really care. I'm sort of building and painting things I think are cool, because I'm probably not playing for another 6 months anyway.
True.
Not in a big tournament anyway. Maybe when the world opens back up, I can go to like an 8-man or something. But I'm going to take it real easy with tournaments. So I'm just painting pretty things.
Because that's your pedigree is kind of as a competitive gamer. I did make sure to post on when I advertise this on Instagram to let everyone know that you are the man. Well, I called you the man who single-handedly ruined Gene Stealer Cult.
I think that's maybe slightly too much credit. I think Nick Melvati was involved as well. But I think between me, him, and John Lennon, we pretty much did break an army, yeah.
As in the Beatles or different?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you say...
I am... Sorry, go on.
Would you care to regale us with the story of how you've ruined Gene Stealer Cult?
I can do. Basically, before they had a codex, I took second place at a One World event with the index. But I lost out on painting votes. I had max gaming score.
See, this is why you need to be here.
Yep, exactly. And then when the codex came out, I won like 7 tournaments in a row or something with it, including a couple of GW heats. And I'm pretty sure they actively nerfed Gene Stealer Cult on the basis of like me playing 20-minute games on Warhammer TV because I was just ruining people.
A bully.
And they weren't very happy that their live streamed final of their heat took 20 minutes for me to table someone. Because as it turns out, if you don't know how to scream properly and you're playing against the new Gene Stealer Cult book when it was new, you kind of just get wrecked.
Yeah, fair. So, am I right in think? Are you also the reason that Small Minds can't be warlords anymore?
Yeah, they're no Small Minds still can be warlords.
Can they? Oh, I thought they got rid of that.
No, my friend Other Matt.
Wow, savage.
Yeah, I know. I have several.
Ugh.
You're very replaceable. Don't forget it.
That's fine. I have 3 Jameses at least.
Good. No, the FAQ there was they said terrain can't be a warlord anymore. Because there's 2 stories here, both at the same event. Again, it was a Warmer World event, which is the best place to go if you're going to troll Games Workshop on why the rules don't work.
No saltiness. This is a 0 saltiness show.
Oh, there's no saltiness. They're salty about me annoying them with strange things I did to their rule. I find it very funny. So no, I took a Meiotic Spore as my warlord. His name's Cecil.
Cecil, the small one.
Yep. And Meiotic Spores and all Spore Mines have a rule which says they don't give up any victory points for any reason, any victory condition whatsoever when they die.
Nice.
So you can never get Slay the Warlord, because you kill him and score 0 points.
Interesting.
Which, when you go to a GW event, which back in those days, I say those days, it was like 7th edition, meant Slay the Warlord was like a large portion of your points.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also a secondary mission, which was a tiebreaker.
Okay, yeah.
And you just insta-denied it for people. Now, my friend Matt went one step further, and do you remember the Narmors, the Nurgle trees?
Oh, yeah.
Which were all the rage at one point. Yeah, his warlord was Gary the Narmor. It literally couldn't even be attacked.
That's great.
You can't remove it in any way.
MMX Matt? No, who am I thinking?
Yes, yes, it is.
Which one of these people is We Buy War Games?
This guy.
Okay, cool. This is you might have seen something about Matt. He said so. In fact, you came to me and said he had some grots, which I really love. I love that people just kind of come and tell me that there's grots places. Like I get a lot of messages like, "Oh, by the way, there's some grots here." I felt incredibly childish, but incredibly pleased that he had exactly 69 grots to sell me.
Obviously.
So yeah, he's not these grots. These grots are ones I painted at the end of last year and never finished. But
he's a good dude, but on this occasion, me and him kind of pissed off GW.
Yeah, so basically he had a warlord who couldn't possibly be attacked.
Yeah, so they then FAQ'd about a month later, when the next FAQ came out, they FAQ'd to say that fortifications couldn't be your warlord.
Boo.
Which is a direct nerf to Matt. But they have, up to this point, completely forgotten that Spore Mines can still be your warlord.
I mean, that's fair enough. Maybe they mean it. Also, hello, we have 8 people watching us. Hello, 8 people watching us. If you're doing some hobby, let me know what you're doing. Like, I'm hoping you're working on something cool and exciting. I'll also have a giveaway to at some point.
Oh, lovely.
It's hey, Iron Llama, how are you doing? Iron Llama says that this is... I'm trying to think, could you do that still? Because,
No, I think you auto-lose if you don't have anything but fortifications on the board.
Even if it's like a Hammerfall bunker?
I don't know. I've not read the Hammerfall bunker's rules, but I know that everything else, they've basically said you are tabled if you only have fortifications on the table. Now,
here's the question. Can a Hammerfall bunker... Does it have a transport capacity? I don't really know. Because I feel like...
There are fortifications that have transport capacity, though, because I think I know where you're going here, which is that you're only going to have fortifications on the board, but stuff embarked on them.
Yeah. So just have, like...
You're not tabled, then you do have stuff.
Yeah, that's So that's what I mean. If you want to have a fortification army, just take the cheapest characters you can and the cheapest troop squad you can and just hide them. You're fine. There you go. This is both... I dropped my brush. But you know what? I feel terrible because there are lots of people who have really good painting streams. So I know... They used to stream at MMX. I know that Jay over at Mohawk Games is a really good one. Like, there's a few I watch. Zygmunt is one I watch. He's a Polish chap who sent me... I think he might have sent me, like, the first community grot, or certainly the first one from kind of like anyone else. Gorgash, who is lovely. You'll see him on the page. We'll talk about community grots in a minute, actually. But I feel kind of bad because like, they have, their paints all set up. They have all their paintbrushes set up. I literally... have one paintbrush that I use for every single grot.
That's pretty shocking. I have like 25 paintbrushes in front of me. I only use about 3 of them, but I have a collection.
What a waste then. I do.
A lot of them have specific roles.
My roles are basically slop a bunch of paint on, and then when it becomes too inaccurate for slopping paints on, that's when I then turn it into a dry brush.
Yeah, I have some brushes that are now so bad that they've been relegated to mixing paint in my airbrush status, where you literally just have to have bristles left.
Airbrush is like the one... Sure, I want to say I had an airbrush once. Also, just those of you who are wondering what I'm doing, I am painting all the brown on these boys. So I have... You won't be able to see the details, sorry, but I have a hat, some boots... and a little pouch, all of which are becoming snakebite brown.
Those grots are quite fun to paint.
They are. Like, they're...
I mean, that said, I did one, so...
Yeah, but yours... Actually, let me see if I can put him up. Let's.
I enjoyed doing him, but I don't want to do 1,000.
I mean, I don't think anyone should do 1,000. I genuinely would not recommend it.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, let's. I'm just gonna using the magic that is the internet. I've got a picture of your grot here that you sent me. I was gonna have this all set up beforehand, but I didn't realise how long it takes to set these things up. I'm very casual.
You are a filthy casual.
I am a filthy casual. Here we go. Hopefully he should pop up in a minute over my lovely face.
Armadillo, what I am painting. Ooh, there he is. That's
Hey,
my boy.
Hey, Netcode.
So Armadillo, what I'm painting, I'll show you in a sec. I'm just finishing off a tiny little bit of it, but I'm painting some of the Juan Diaz Demonettes, which are the metal Demonettes. Personally, I believe the best sculpts GW ever made.
Well, that's wrong, because have you met these?
I'll be diplomatic. They're the best. They're the best metal models GW ever made. How's that? Is that fair?
I prefer old Metal Eltharion, but I will take your point that they are very well-renowned models.
They are beautiful figures. So, anyway, like I sort of started to say right at the start of the stream, I've basically given up writing competitive lists because I think the meta's moving too fast for me to bother to keep up because I'm not going to do anything for a while.
By the way, your grot is up on screen. So that Gene Stealer grot there you see is James's submission for the Community Grot Challenge.
The Metal Bloodthirster is very, very wrong. I built one and I then rebuilt it about 10 more times because it does not stay together.
John, metal models. I remember my first ever big metal model like that was...
So let's see if I can get this on screen. I have stream delay to deal with, so this could be interesting. There we go.
That is...
now a green screen.
You're clipping slightly. Yeah, there you go. I'd love to agree the old Metal Bloodthirster, but just having... Yeah, basically, this is the problem. The problem is, as a young hobbyist who had just picked up a Wood Elf army, I went to Games Day before Games Day was Warhammer Fest. This was, showed my age slightly. So that's from 12, 15 years ago now. And I bought the Sisters of Twilight, the 2 elf characters on the dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Who were
I remember them.
Gorgeous models. And then never managed to put them together properly because I didn't know how much of a pain in the arse those S-Dragons were.
Yeah, I built a couple of metal dragons back for Fantasy. And yeah, no, I don't want to do that again.
No, they're awful.
Having built stuff like Hive Crones and Winged Hive Tyrants stuff since, which are similar sizes, similar wing effect, and all plastic, it is hilarious how much easier they are. Like I could knock you up a Winged Hive Tyrant fully painted in like a day.
Yeah,
I could maybe glue 2. Yeah, I could maybe glue 2 wings to a dragon in like a week, and then they'd still fall off.
They were awful, weren't they?
They were not good.
No, it was.
So what I've decided to do is go back into. I have a large demon army, and I have some 1D as demonettes, which are awesome models.
Yes.
Which haven't been painted since I was like 15.
Nice.
So I'm just going back and doing them. I've managed to find some more as well. I'm going to get myself at least one full squad of them, at least 130. I've got the old Metal Keeper of Secrets. I've got the old Metal Lord of Change. I'm just going to do some vintage demons for a bit to go in my demon army.
Cool. Armadillo, James is painting some Juan Diaz Demonettes.
Yes. They are real pretty.
Do you know what? I need to... this is just a tangential stream of my consciousness at this point, I'm afraid. I was thinking about who else I'm going to come and get. So basically, I'm going to get as many people to come on and chat. So the point of this is basically I can't stand sitting and painting unless I'm really in the mood for painting. Like, there'll be times like... So the week after Christmas, I think I painted about 540 grots worth of skin and coats.
I remember that. You went insane and texted me a lot of crazy stuff.
I did.
You text me a lot of crazy stuff most days. But...
Yes, that's true. James is my go-to, hey, what if I took 18 Sentinels? And I have been right exactly once. I've written one good list. Unfortunately,
theoretically correct. Let's make sure that we qualify this.
Oh no, I think I've written one good list that I've played at a tournament in the past 3 years.
Yeah, okay.
I was just a year and a bit early because I took. So I went to a team tournament with some friends and we all played Necrons. So basically, you had to have Highlander rules across your team. And we kind of, to start with, misconstrued the rules. We thought it was one codex and you can only have one of each non-troop unit. No, 3 of each non-troop. It wasn't Highlander. It was rule of 3 across all your armies. Which was there to stop people, saying, "Oh, we're going to have a team of 6 people, and we're all going to have triple repulsors," which was the flavour of the month. And we kind of misconstrued it at the start, thinking everyone had to play the same codex. So we all wrote our list, and then we just went for it anyway. So my list for that tournament ended up being, apparently this was 8th edition Necrons. So my list was 100 warriors, Xerath, 2 Ghost Arcs, and a Nightbringer, which now is a really good list.
Yeah, nowadays it's not actually miles away, but
At the time was awful.
Yeah, it wasn't the best play.
I had to march it across the table and sit on a middle objective, except for that middle objective had 3 Iron Hands repulsors on it, who were being constantly healed for 6 wounds a turn, and I couldn't touch them.
I remember that.
The other issue was that, basically what the aim of the list was to just have 100 warriors with a 5-up invuln because of the Chronometron, and then also all the bonuses left their reanimation because I had Ghost Arcs nearby, I had Xerath nearby to make them all immune to morale. So basically just sat in the middle of the board and tried not to die, and it worked for one game at least. I played some Eldar. Unfortunately, we were playing the mission, and I can't remember what it was called, but the one where you're playing for one centre objective, and that centre objective negates invuln saves.
Cut to the Heart. No, yes. It wasn't Cut to the Heart. It was... No. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. I remember it because it was nonsense.
Yes. Which obviously meant that me marching my Chronometron warriors in, whose main job was to have an invuln save and not die that way, just got destroyed. Like, the best I could do is just charge a unit forward every turn and just kind of score as many points as I could quickly, acknowledging that whatever I sent to the middle objective would die, but try and force it with OBSEC. Which worked. I didn't lose as badly as I might have done, but I was tabled relatively quickly.
Yeah. I remember playing that mission, and I was playing another One World event, because it's the only place that actually plays those missions. Because that mission is widely regarded as nonsense by actual competitive events.
I mean, I felt worse than on my team who was playing a horde of wraiths.
Yeah. I played against a guy on the top table playing for an event win. Mm-hmm. Which is a rough day for him because we got that mission and his 180 Plaguebearer army didn't have an invuln anymore.
Oof. Yeah, that's rough.
So he walked 180 Plaguebearers to the middle of the board. I walked 30 Aberrants to the middle of the board. And
just a slugfest.
It wasn't even a slugfest. It was just a will it blend with 30 Aberrants and how many Plaguebearers can they kill this turn?
Let me tell you, did it blend?
It was completely ridiculous. It took like 3 turns to kill 180 Plaguebearers. It wasn't even funny. The poor guy had played really well and really, got through some really tough games up to that point, and then just got into that game and it was like, well, the mission has completely screwed you, and there's no point even rolling dice for this. But
yeah, fair. Although, talking about large numbers of things, that does bring me nicely. So I did promise on the stream I would. So as I'm sure you've seen, I've been running a little bit of a giveaway on my Instagram page to win. Oh, where's the piece of art gone? I'll be right back. I was like, I'm going to promote this piece of art, and then I left it over somewhere. I'll be right back.
Cool. I'm going to say weird stuff to your chat while you've gone.
No, it's here. Joke's on you. You can't talk weird shit to the chat. So this lovely, this beautiful lino print by @Galapalo on Twitter. On Instagram, sorry, it is proper lush. I bought
the corner of that we can see is really pretty.
It was all up there. Look, it's all there. It is cool. Hey, Lex. So I'm giving that dude away. Yeah, it's Lex. I know that guy. Yeah. So
my favourite Dutch person.
See, I can't say that because I have a few Dutch friends. He is definitely equal.
I have a few Dutch friends, but they need to know their place in the rankings.
See, I don't know. I can't choose, I'm afraid. But anyways, yes. So I posted a ridiculous video of me pouring out the grots in a. Did you see my fancy tube of grots?
I did.
I was I was actually very impressed with it. That was all going to be for a well.
It worked. It worked exceptionally
Until it clocked. It worked until it didn't.
Yeah.
But the point was, I asked people to guess how many grots were ended up in the bucket. I have a picture here which I'm going to upload because someone has one.
Can I go now?
You can go now, but it won't count.
Okay, it was 123.
123, you reckon?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say it's not far off, but it's not particularly close either.
Fair enough. I'll be honest, I didn't count them.
Oh, there we go. I mean, yeah, say that's fair. I think the addition of the tube made it nice. So I did have a nice long piece of guttering. I was just going to pour them in like a little fun slide. But I was like, if that were me and I wanted to win this really awesome piece of artwork, I would. Oh, Llama's guess 124. He's price of righted you.
Well, Llama, I was. I thought I liked you for a bit.
No, Llama is a baller. Llama has, I'm sure, watched almost every Grot Challenge stream I've done, which is something we really need to do. So weirdly, James did technically the first Grot Challenge, but it was digital.
Like that?
Yeah, so you did.
Yeah,
you basically tested it digitally on Tabletop Sim, didn't you? And you blended the Grots, I think, 3 turns with your standard possessed bomb list you ran at the LVA. Although,
yes, good
news, the Grot Challenge is going up to 720 Grots when lockdown ends.
Good God.
Only because it turns out killing 540 Grots is really easy, and kind of everyone's doing it in 5 turns, which is fine, but it makes this like really weird ceiling effect where I can't judge who is good and who is bad.
You need to actually have a failure rate, right?
Exactly. Whereas at the moment, kind of everyone's doing it. A lot of people are doing it right at the end of the turn. It's very dramatic, but there's more potential. I mean, I've had 2 people do it 3 people if you include you on Tabletop Sim, do it in 3 of their turns. So
yeah.
How do I think Ninth will change it? So I've already played a couple in Ninth actually. So the main thing that would affect it in Ninth, realistically, is morale. Because obviously now how morale works. Given that you can kind of shoot 1 Grot to death and then the entire unit fails morale on a 3-up and you lose another 6-ish. But then I have the war boss, the warlord, who makes them immune to morale until they're dead. So it hasn't changed it too much.
I mean, you also have less reliability with morale. Because previously, I can't remember the exact numbers. I think it was like if you killed like 17 Grots, the rest automatically died to morale.
Yeah.
So you could be more efficient, whereas now you're going to end up with more stragglers.
Yeah, basically now you have to kill them.
Stragglers are the problem.
Yes. I think the other thing as well is obviously it broke a lot of combos. So there's a lot of silly combos that you'd never play in a real game because you can't put all of your resources into one unit that goes and blends stuff because that's just not efficient. But obviously in a game where the only aim is to kill 720 Grots, you can, because you just keep piling through and killing stuff. So I would say it's actually been better for the Grots. Blast is interesting. Blast is interesting more because everyone thinks it's going to be the solution. It's really not. I think the solution... Sorry, go on.
The problem with the Grot Challenge is the stragglers, right?
Yes.
It's easy to kill 700 Grots. It's not easy to kill 20 squads of 1 Grot in 1 turn.
Yes.
Is the problem. So, and this is where I ended up. I mean, I didn't bring a tailored list. Like, I brought my standard tournament list at the time because I sort of put that penalty on myself just because I thought it made it more interesting.
You were, number 2 ITC in the UK at the time, so that's a fair penalty.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it was about... For me, I was also just sort of limit testing my list and seeing weird stuff it could do. Because I think... The whole Grot Challenge argument is everyone says how easy it is to kill 500 Grots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you build a list specifically designed to do that, yeah, you're not wrong. It is really easy to kill 500 Grots. But it's more about... This originally came about because people were saying how easily their list would beat 500 Grots. And I think trying to make people do it with their stock list is much more interesting.
People love to tell you, I'm like, yes, I know, it's very easy to kill Grots. So toughness 2 with a 6-up save. And in a world where the stock weapon is a Primaris Bolter now, which is strength 4 AP1, it's exactly killing things on 2s.
Pretty much the perfect gun.
Yeah, so yeah, it's been really interesting, and
Thank you,
also
Lex.
as so you'll see some of the streams on YouTube that we did before lockdown shut us down again, and there's 2 lists that have done it in 3 turns so far. One of which was a Death Watch spam with a bunch of aggressors using the old 8th edition codex. No shit. But that blew me away the most, and this is why I don't mind list tailoring too much, was... So it wasn't really tailoring, but it's my friend Tom who painted Vincent van Gogh, if you've seen him.
Yes.
He has the most gorgeous Harlequins army, and he built a perfectly efficient list of doing it. Like, he had a plan for everything in it. And as he puts it, he might be tied for the quickest doing it, but there's no competition for who did it with the most style, and he is not wrong.
Yeah.
Also, right, I promised I would announce the winner of the competition. So I'm going to go and find the thread and just confirm I've got it right, because I'm terrified of making an Oscars mistake.
Excellent.
Remember when that happened? Everything that happened in the past 3 years feels like it was 10 years ago. Time is meaningless.
Yeah. I mean, it's still last March.
Yeah.
We're just doing it again.
I mean, I haven't been stuck at home like you have, so I've been very fortunate.
It's fine. I've not gone crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, I do this every night. Twitch isn't even on. I just put my headset on and talk at a computer screen. There's no one there, but...
Yes. Ooh.
You know, they answer back sometimes.
Here's a fun fact. Armadillo knows the person who won.
Ooh.
I know. So, let me transition. So, that is the picture of all the grots as I count them up today in the presence of an independent witness and my wife, who really... she's become very good at counting grots and letting me know exactly how many are sat on the floor or on the table. So there were 159 grots that made it into the bucket, which means that the winner of the print, who I will send to and I'll contact them on Instagram, assuming they're following everyone actually, let me double check, make sure they're following me and Galap. I mean, they're following me, make sure they're following Galapalo. I mean, it's I feel like I need like a soundboard or something. You might have noticed, everyone, that I am. This is a very basic stream, but I'm happy. Yes, they do. So the winner of the gorgeous, sexy print by Galapalo. Do go out and check their Instagram, by the way. I have at least 3 of their prints. The winner of that beautiful print is 40k Take 2 on Instagram, who I believe you know Armadillo. Maybe they're watching, I don't know. But I will contact them. Congratulations. Hey, Spike, how you doing?
Well done to 40k Take 2.
Congratulations. You are excellent at guessing how many grots are in a bucket. I do want to work out the average and see, because there's the whole wisdom of crowds thing. But then a friend of mine, probably Squigs, who is exceptionally talented artist, guessed 40,000, so I think that might skew the average a little bit.
Well, I mean, does it? It might have been 40,000.
It might have been 40,000. I do wonder if there's 40,000 of these grots in the world.
I imagine so.
Like, the weirdest thing I found is genuinely, since starting collecting all these grots, I'm nearly at 2,000 now. So when all the grots I've got arrived, I think I'm at about 1,900. So we're not far away at all. But the price has gone up. I think I've actually started to cause like a genuine cost increase. Like, I'm having to pay like 50-60p a grot now, and I was paying about 25-35p to start with.
You think that there's grot economics in your you are Wall Street bets?
I mean, there is. I think more there's grot Dogecoin and I am Elon Musk.
I don't know. You do seem more like a dodgy faceless internet entity.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Than the inventor of Tesla.
I mean, he is a very dodgy faceless internet person. But
I mean, he has a face. Is where that argument falls down.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Quite a well-known one as well.
Hey, Mokuba, how you doing? We have Mokuba, who, but I believe technically full name is Mokuba Needs to Be Kidnapped More, which is a meme I can fully get behind.
I don't. I'm going to show my age and say I have no idea what's going on there.
Oh man, you need to watch more Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged. Oh, right. I've done
don't
brown.
Feel like I do.
On 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 so far. How long
Good.
have we been going for? I've been going for half an hour. Well, do you know what?
Awesome.
I'm going to think about it for a bit longer. I promised myself a minimum of 20 minutes. But yes, so congratulations, 40k Take 2. This beautiful print of the which is actually also Grotty from my logo, as you'll see, he's red and white stripe, will be winging its way to you as soon as I have your address. So big congrats, and I'm going to carry on painting some grots. Very
well done to 40k. It takes two.
I might do more giveaways like that, like just guess how many grots there are. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's a fun little thing to do.
It is. Like my although the thing I'm looking forward to most. I just realised I was like, I've taken all these grots out of the box and they all have brown on them, and I've realised I'm taking these ones from the box. By the way, I'm ignoring the grotto pun because it's so terrible.
Yeah, I was more confused by it's a monopsony.
I mean, I'm just going to assume it's a joke that I'm not clever enough to understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's either that or someone's auto-corrected Monopoly, and I'm just bringing attention to their spelling error now, which makes me look like a dick.
Especially against Iron Llama.
I don't know who that is still.
Oh, interesting. No, we are just not clever enough to understand it. A monopoly is only the seller. Monopsony is only buyer.
Well, good.
So I'm
glad that I'm...
Yeah.
I'd rather be stupid than a dick, so that works out.
It is a fun word, thank you. That's my...
Yes.
Let's have a grot word of the day. Today it's monopsony. The bucket of grot stands for learning new things.
I'm glad that I learned something. Yeah. I'm not sure the bucket of grot is a symbol of education.
It's a symbol of something.
It is. I think it's a symbol of your slow descent into insanity. But
yeah, fair. This is why when I hit 250 Instagram followers, my wife has agreed to come on and do a little bit of a Q&A. Just because I think people, there's this really annoying trope that does it. I get it's a meme and I get the point, but there's this annoying trope of kind of like I lie to my partner about how much I spend on 40k, and I'm very open with my wife about how much I spend and how because I think that's very important, and the bucket of grot stands for marital fidelity. But oh, you said the F word. Now we've that's it. We're now PG-13 plus. But no,
I can't remember if I'm allowed to swear on your stream.
It's fine. What's the worst going to do? But seriously, genuinely, I posted a picture up on 40k for grown-ups, which is a new Facebook group I'm part of. Well, it's not a new group, it's a group that I'm newly part of. And people always have the same kind of questions. Usually, why are you doing this?
What's wrong with you?
That's true, Mokuba. You are very correct. Can't take grots with you. Although I will try, I think.
I think we could bury you with your grots.
I think...
if you keep collecting at this rate, we could literally bury you in grots.
Yeah. Although it's probably not very good for the environment.
I mean, once they've been made, does it matter?
True.
I mean, you've kind of done the damage already by... Let's not get into the economic damage of plastic miniatures, because everyone here is a sinner.
Yeah, fair.
So, yeah, let's leave that one alone, I think.
But yeah, so if I hit 750 followers, my wife is going to come on. And I think I'm going to make her paint a grot, because her experience with Warhammer is very much me sat in the corner doing it, not bothering her, which is a plus for her. And I think when the Lord of the Rings magazines first launched back in the day, she had some of them as well, just to show her age. But she's never kind of done anything since, so she keeps promising me to paint the grot.
Yeah, it's weird because I think my wife has much the same philosophy, and the only model she's ever been interested in was the Lord of the Ring elves. But she didn't actually. If
you like Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings range is fantastic. The main reason I don't play much Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings is a really good game set. But the main reason I don't play it is because I say that I have two armies, is because I would end up just buying every army because the model it's such a good range, except for the really weird Elrond.
Yes, I'm glad you brought up the really weird Elrond because I'm pretty sure it's in the box of stuff that I'm sending you.
I mean, it's just not a great face.
No, it's kind of he's just weirdly small as well.
Yeah. But some of the other stuff. So hopefully my wife will be coming up at some point. So I'm going to try and do this pretty much every day. That's true. Mocha makes a very good point that, apart from anything, all these grots are secondhand, obviously, because I'm not old enough to have bought them. I mean, miniatures do have their own way of recycling because, no one really throws theirs away. I know that a lot of these will have made their way through several hands, so at least we're maximising the potential. That's why I.
All these are second hand as well.
Yes, true. Although you are old enough to have bought the original ones.
I did buy some of the original ones, but I sold my original ones. Then I bought new ones off other people.
But yes, it's and true. Very good point. I think also the stuff with the plastics bits. At least we're using them. As opposed, Lama says, there are lots of things we use where.
It goes in the bin after one use, whereas these will get bought and then sit on the sprue in the corner of a room for 10 years.
Exactly.
And maybe get painted at some point.
Yeah. I've started calling my pile of shame my pile of opportunity. It's a very important new brand.
That is incredibly uplifting. I've started selling my pile of shame because it turned into a room of shame and then it overflowed from the room.
I have seen pictures of your room of shame. It's very impressive. Although what bugs me most about your room of shame, and sorry, this is another plug for you as a comp player, is whenever James and I stream, and I'm sure it's deliberate. I'm 100% sure that you deliberately just leave all of your Warhammer World Heat trophies in a stack in the corner, just piled on the floor, random higgledy-piggledy. I have one Warhammer trophy that I still have from when I've done anything, and that is a model that's about this big, and was for best sport at a competition where I took the 100 Necron Warriors, and that is proudly on my shelf. Whereas you've just got all of your Heat trophies just stacked in the corner. Yeah,
I have 5 Heat trophies, but I genuinely just have a corner where trophies go in, because I don't mean to be rude to Warhammer events, but generally the trophy isn't what they spend their money on.
Yeah, fair.
They're usually not the highest quality, which is fine. It's not a big problem. And it's really nice to win them and all that. But when you have sorry, this is real first world problems for people. When you have 30 or 40k trophies, at some point they're just taking up a lot of space. And actually, let's put this ethical dilemma that I've had for a while to people. Is it wrong to sell 40k trophies on eBay?
There you go. That's our poll for the day. Is it
is that okay or not? Because I'll be totally honest, I don't really want them.
It depends. Are you selling them for me to say I've won it?
Well, I'm selling it on eBay, and at that point, you've bought it. You do what you want with it, right? I could say you can't claim to have won it, but I can't really police that in any way, so it would be a pointless statement. So it's one of them where I feel like maybe it's disrespectful to the event that I won it from. But at the same time, I do at this point just have a pile of trophies sat in the corner